All right. It is Wednesday. Welcome to the Troy Graham Experience. Daddy's Lounge number 57. I can't. Well, 57. And that music you heard was Jodeci live on Arsenio Hall. Hard to find, but I got it. That's right. That's when they had their young voices and they were sounding incredible. The song is called Stay. Give yourself some time just to unwind sometime. That's what I do. I get in one of my moods. I write sometimes. I used to write a lot. Now it's just kind of when I feel like it. But I listen to music and I turn off the video and just keep my ear to the music because I want to hear everybody's voice. And yeah, all four of them could sing. It was two great singers and two good singers. But all four of them boys can sing. But look, it's Daddy's Lounge time. So what's on the agenda for the day? Well, sometimes you just have to remain silent. I heard something today. Sometimes you just have to remain silent, and you'll be amazed at what you really hear when you listen. Because you don't always have the right questions to ask. You don't always have the answers, and sometimes you have rhyme, but you have no reason. So it's hard to get it out there. It is. You want to say something, but it makes sense to you in your head. When it comes out your mouth, it's like wah 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 wah, and everybody is lost in translation. So yeah, it's lost in translation, and that's where I was today for hours and hours and hours. I was like, "What am I gonna talk about? This feels like a Monday to me. What am I gonna talk about?" And then it came to me. A friend of mine posted a something in her stories, and I clicked on it and went to the main source on IG. And this pastor said, grace isn't about changing where you are, it's about bringing new fire to your current location. And that's paraphrasing, right? And from that, I was like, wow. So I listened to it over and over again. Then I heard this song called God Only Knows. It was sung by a young man on the Voice, I believe. He's not the original singer, but he did a good job. The original one is good. They're both good. So I listened to both with an open mind, and things just start coming to me. Things just start coming to me. I can't always talk about uh, fatherhood in a one-way street because fatherhood accomplishes is a lot of things. It's a lot. I saw this man cry on divorce court today. I was watching an old divorce court short on YouTube, and the judge was like, "You are not the father." He's been with this woman for 3 years and just doing what a man's supposed to do. And all she could say is not sorry. You know what she said to that man after he was crying? I told you so. That's wickedness, man. I told you so. You did? That's supposed to make everything better? That you cheated on the man who's been taking care of your family for 3 years? And very few times will you see or hear about that side of a man where he could cry and it'll come from his heart. and still show strength, because it takes strength to cry like that and be in silence. The flip side to that is that could be rage, but it wasn't rage for him. It was just he was in a place where he was like angry, but he realized there's no need for the anger. The best way to win is to get away from this woman. And we don't always have that outlet as fathers. We really don't. Men don't cry. Who told you that lie? Who told you that lie? How will she clean your soul? Hmm? How else do you do that? Exactly. How else do you clean your soul out? I cry. Not lately, but I have. And I felt better afterwards instead of holding everything in. And, and most of the young men I used to mentor, I couldn't teach them that because I didn't know that. So for me to sit here and lie, so I told them that. I said, sometimes though, you have to go somewhere quiet and just let it out. Whether you scream, you cry, you know, you do something that doesn't harm anyone else and don't harm you at the same time. But you do something to get it out. Because can't be you can't be tough all the time. Tough men are strong enough to show that they have feelings in different ways. You know, like stepping up when you know you're not supposed to. When we know that you don't have to. I mean, you step up without anybody asking you. Wow, see what I'm saying about silence? Sometimes uh, lost in translation. Yeah, but that's what tough sometimes is. You see that person hurting, you don't say no words. You just find out what their need is, and you take care of it. The thank you will come whenever it's supposed to come. It'll come, and once you ease that pain, somewhere down the line, someone will pay it forward to you and ease your pain without even thinking about it. Because I don't know, I used to see a psychiatrist, yeah, psychiatrist, and so I got up there just on time. And if you know me, on time is late and early is on time. So I was late. I was just on time. So it was like $50 a session. So I said, okay, just take it off my card. And the nurse was like, we don't take cards. You would take cash. Can you go downstairs? I said, but if I do that, I'm gonna miss my session. And the doctor was like, I don't know. This lady behind me tapped me on the shoulder and said, and put $50 in my hand. I looked at her and I said, okay, thank you. Right? What's up, Mark? So I said, thank you. And I said, after the session, because she was coming on after me, I said, so after I get out, I'm going to run downstairs and come back up and give you a 50. She said, who told you to give me the $50 back? I said, well, it's just the right thing to do, because, you gave it to me. I'm going to give it back to you. She said, no, 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 pay it forward. Pay it forward. That's all I ask. You might see someone in need today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Pay it forward back to them. A stranger just handed me $50 to go do my session, just like that. And I forgot. She told me her name, and I told her mine. I forgot it. I am horrible with names, and that's where I learned how to be silent. That's where I learned. There's a lot of strength in silence. I was in the bank not long ago paying my mortgage. I was getting the money out for my mortgage and light bill, water bill, all of that stuff. So I was like, damn, I got little or nothing left. And I was just, my face, my eyes don't lie. So I'm walking past these two older ladies. They're like, come here, handsome. I said, yes, ma'am. And they said, stop all that. I said, what? That frowning. Look at you messing up your face that God gave you. What you frowning for? You have problems with you must have woman problems. I said, no. I just finished paying my bills. Now I got little or nothing left. And, you know, they were like, what did you just do? I said, I just finished paying my bills and I got little or nothing left. She said, wait, well, you have a house if you're paying a mortgage. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, okay, and your water's still on. I said, yes. I said, she said, and your light's still on. Yep. You got food in your house. Yep. I see you pulled up in a car, and those your three boys sitting right there. So what you what you upset about? You good until next month. You never know what might happen this month, but you good until you get paid again, or you good until next month, right? I said, absolutely. So she said, well, smile then, handsome, and keep on going. True story. So as I was walking away, she said, you single? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, hold on. She called her granddaughter, who was actually 3 years younger than me, and a police officer in Baltimore City, right? And fine as hell, put her on the FaceTime with me. This is the part of the story where you're not going to believe. She locked me up once. She was one of the officers that locked me up once. So when she saw me, she's like, "What you doing with my grandmother's phone?" I was like, oh, "Hold on, hold on." Then the grandmother took the phone back, and she's like, "Baby, this is the man for you." And she just rolled her eyes. She's like, "Grandma, I locked this man up. I locked this man up a few years ago. For what?" Yeah, another story. I threw somebody down a flight of steps. I'll get into that story one day. Anyway, so I'm there looking at her, and I'm like, she didn't look this fine when she locked me up, right? So, and yes, she eventually gave me her number. But she said when we first went out and everything, she said I was so pissed. I thought you had done something to my grandmother. I said, why would you think that? I ain't really come in here on no violence. She said, you threw somebody down the top flight of steps. I said, oh, well, now that you say it like that, but yeah, it didn't actually work out. She was a little, you know what they say about crazy women? What's the one good thing crazy women have? A lot. They can cook, they're loyal, and there's this third thing. Right. So, yeah, she told me I couldn't leave. She's going to lock me up and all that if I leave. And eventually I got away from her. But yeah, that was funny that happened just like that happened like that. That was actually hilarious. The woman who locked me up is now going out with me and tried to lock me up in the sense that she wanted me just for her. That's when I had superpowers. Not so much super now. I'll tell the story. Okay, well, since you asked, Kevin Porter's right hand. I worked at I worked at BWI thrifty car rental for about 5 years. And in that time, in that 5 years, I became the second best salesman they have nationwide. Not just in my district, but nationwide. I was the second best, right? Which means I made them $1 million a year. That's how much money I was making them. They only paid me 60,000 a year. Do the math on that. That sound fair to you? Then they offered me my own office in DC, and it was in a rough area, but be rough to everyone else. But I know the area, so I know how to deal with the people. But the pay was less. I got I got benefits still, but the thing is that you could drive any company car you wanted because you're the manager, right? Most companies that offer you your own store when you're in the rental car business, like Avis, they give you a certain percent of what you make each month. So if your store generates $250,000 that month, you get 12, 13% of that. I wasn't getting any percentage. I was just running the daggone office, but I didn't accept the job. And then one of the manager's redneck cousins took the job. Why would you send a redneck to DC? Anyhow, after about 1 month of him being disrespectful to the people in the neighborhood, somebody shot up his store and left a dead body in his dumpster. Then they were like, take your fine black behind down there and settle things. And I'm like, so you want me to, because of this, to go down there and clean up his mess? So I'm walking into trouble I have to build the place back up because he lost the place, lost the office money, and all I'm going to look like is a brand new black face that they put on a problem. So nothing I say or do is going to make things right. So they offered me a Jaguar I could use, Volvo 300, Chrysler 300, and I said no. You taking 15,000 away from me. I just had a new baby. So instead of me making 60 with my bonuses, I'm now making 45 and I don't have any bonuses. Right? So I said no. They were pissed and they just gave me hell for the rest of the time I was there. And one day something small happened. Like I gave my work sweater to my coworker because I shrank it. I shrank it dry and I gave it to my smaller coworker. Then I was gonna go downstairs and go just buy another company sweater or whatever. So the lady downstairs who handles that accused me of stealing. Then she said I was yelling at her, and the manager jumped in my face. And I swear to you, one of me was over here, the other me was over here, and the calm one was yelling like "Stop, stop!" And all I remember was this, and then you fill in the rest of the blank. And I get downstairs, I got four guns in my face, and I spend the night in jail, or maybe a few nights. And I won't forget that either. So I almost lost my freedom over letting my rage get the best of me that night. That's why I woo saw so much. Doesn't make any sense to get angry. The only reason I told this story is because maybe one day somebody will share this with, a child they have, or my son's already heard this story. No, that's rage. That's not anger, and that was then. Anger is different. Anger is what these fools show on here. Rage is when you can't control who or what you are at the moment. That's why so many people end up doing life in 20, 30 years in jail. Some of them. That's rage. But that was then. That was about 24 years ago, man. So yeah, I was 30, 34 then. Yeah. Well, no, I was 30. Those 34 years. Yeah, I was about 30, 30 back then. Because my son was just born. So yeah, it was about 30. So yeah. Everything is a lesson though, Kenny Porter. You could jump up here, the thing is there. But everything in this life is a lesson. Everything. So me doing that to this day still scares me. And you wonder why I'm so soft spoken sometimes and so cool. Because the alternative is not good. So I don't have any more rage issues. I don't have anger issues either. I found my peace. I found my peace. Yeah. You got anything you want to share, Kenny Porter's right hand? You asked me to share, so fair is fair, right? Jump up here and share your story, if you be so bold. Uh, And if Mark is here, you want to share something, jump up here and share. Let me hear. Because really, today is the day for me to listen. That's why the title of it says sometimes you just have to be silent. Hey, so while y'all contemplating coming up here, I'm gonna send some feelers out and see who jumps on here. Yes, I'm still here. But yeah, cause if I didn't go through all that, right? No, brother, I'm just listening and showing. Yeah. Now, if I didn't go through all that and realize um, all that rage about that rage inside of me, I probably would have flipped out on the street and ended up in jail for life. Where You see them both now? He asked me where my left hand is. Yeah, because of my name. But if I didn't go through that issue with the rage and doing what I did, who's to tell where I would be today? Who's to say? Hmm? Who's to say where I would be today? It's a good question. I'm still here. I'm just typing because, I get to do that when I'm on my own show. So, yeah, because if I'm wondering right now, where would I be if that incident didn't happen to me? Because that made me take pause. What'd you say? No, brother. I'm just a man just like you. I don't no. No. If I was a gangster, this show would be called Gangsters Lounge or something. It wouldn't be called Daddy's Lounge. It'd be called Gangsters Lounge. Yeah. So I'm so thankful that the Lord spared me that day, man, because by all rights, I could have done some serious time for that, like 10 years, by all rights. Even though I did spend like 30 days in jail. And they didn't even have different tiers for different people. I was in there with murderers and people who were never going to get out again, right? They just threw me in with whoever they threw me in with. Oh, well, be safe, brother. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Well, just let me know. Just be safe, man. All right. So that's what today's show, I guess, is going to be about. Just what you learn in silence. And sometimes the lessons you learn from I literally broke into two people that day. If anybody could imagine that. I could not stop myself from what I was doing at all. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it at all. And then the more and more I heard about my father and stuff, I realized that he, he he's similar. He's similar. So it is where you come from a lot. He's similar. And my auntie was definitely like that. Definitely like that. You hurt her heart, she'll send you to the ER or to the grave. One of the two. Auntie didn't play that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. She's one of them loving, giving women. And if you play with her after she gave you her truth and gave you everything she is, she gonna hurt you. Rightfully so. She's gonna hurt you. And if my father there is gonna be worse for you. Because that's who he lived for. That's his life right there, his sister. So yeah. You have a typo in the title? That's all right. Human being, baby. Human being. So if it's a typo, and God bless it, man. Let it be wrong. This way I know to pay more attention. It's best just to be silence. I see what you're saying. Not silent, but silence. I got you. I got you. Appreciate you. Right? So, all of that being said, you say, well, what good comes out of that? What good came out of it? You mean? What good came out of it? Hmm. I learned how to not hold things in and knowing that I need an outlet and don't ever leave my house again without my Bible. I, okay, so you say, what you need a Bible for? I'm not a religious person, but it gives me something to focus my faith on, knowing it's even though it's just a symbol, I can say, well, God is with me. You know, I got the word with me, I'm good. And that's what that did for me. And also it showed me a level of violence I never want to experience again. It also showed me to watch out for people who have that level of violence because they're not always evil people. They're just people who haven't dealt with what's on their soul. And when they explode, Lord have mercy. I feel sorry for the person who's a point of their anger or rage. I mean that. I mean it because oof, you gonna wish you were dead. Man, that's the guy you gonna wish you were dead. Death will bring you peace. That's what happens. And so because I went through that, I had these four children, the daughter, the three sons. I always taught them, don't give yourself away to your anger. If you need to talk, you can't talk to me, talk to your mother, can't talk to either one of us, go for a walk. Or maybe share it with a friend or cousin or whatever. But do not carry all that by yourself for months or days or weeks or years, because eventually pressure bust pipes and it's gonna come out one way or the other. You know, it's gonna come out one way or the other. So it's best if you give yourself some space and then just let it out in that way. Okay. But if you hold on to it, it's just gonna keep building up, building up. Yeah, I don't know how old anybody is, but does anybody remember the movie Scanners? Remember that from the 70s? Movie called Scanners about psychics. Okay, well, it was two brothers, Revik and Michael. They were the their father experimented with this drug that made them the two most powerful psychics with telekinetic powers on Earth. They were the two most powerful ones. Nobody was more powerful than them. Revik, the older brother, became this assassin. He would just assassinate people with his powers, other psychics that were basically against what he believed. He would literally blow their head up. And whatever they had now became his. And that's what he did. That was his outlet. He went around killing people. Michael, his younger brother, who didn't remember him because they were separated, not exactly at birth, but when they were little bit, they were separated. His way was to try to negotiate and de escalate the issue. So one day Revik always protected him, unbeknownst to him. Michael was like Speed Racer, and Revik was Racer X with a nasty disposition, right? So Michael Revik started basically a cult. He had so many men, so many women that were all psychic, but they were less than him. So they captured Michael and his woman, and Revik was like, "Well, you have to let me breed with your woman this is what he said to Michael because he was breeding all the women that he had to create this super race of psychics. And so Michael was like, "No, I remember you now." After all that trauma he went through, getting kidnapped and beat up, he remembered who his brother was. So then they started fighting. Of course, Revik was the stronger one, right? More powerful than Michael, the younger brother. Here's the thing: Revik's rage kept him focusing on just killing his brother. He didn't think of all he did was destroy with his powers. That's all he thought about doing. So they got into the psychic battle. Their heads started bubbling, and he was like, "Stop it, Revik! And I'm gonna kill you, Michael." And long and short of it is when the lights went out, and when you lights came back on, Michael was burnt to ashes. Revik used all his telekinetic powers on Michael and killed him from the inside out. He burned him up. He just burned him up somehow. He must have been a pyrokinetic as well, with able to do that. So then Michael's girlfriend came out and she was like, "Oh my God, you monster!" So and Revik was turned this way with his head under a coat, and she was just about to shoot him. And he put his hand up like this. He's like, "No, it's me." And he turned around and Revik now had Michael's green eyes. What Michael did was he switched places with Revik. Somehow they were fighting on the psychic plane. So what Michael did was he pushed Michael Revik's psyche into his body as Revik was destroying him from the inside. So he killed him. He used his own powers against him and killed him. And then when she turned around, or he turned around, he was like, whatever her name was, let's call her Jeannie. Jeannie, it's me. Put the gun down. And she could see it. His face was softer, and his eyes were green. So, long and short of the story is if your only way to do things is through rage, you won't see what's going on around you. And a lot of time is going to fly by. People are going to start leaving you. And you're going to blame everybody for everything that you're going through. Take it from someone who knows. So that's what rage does. That's what it does. And that's I guess that's what I came on here to talk about today, damn it. Yeah. And you see, now after this I'm gonna go watch Scanners. You know, I ain't got no job. They fired me for stealing boxes. It's Friday. Well, it's Thursday. I ain't got nothing to do. So I'm just gonna chill and go do that. I'll probably hang around till the 40 mark. So that's 7 more minutes. The reason why I say, "Oh, you cutting your show short." Nah, I don't like talking to myself. I'm being honest with you. How much how much of a message can you give over an hour without repeating yourself over and over and over again? Hmm? How much? Hopefully, I just got a message from a friend. Hopefully, she'll jump on. She's very insightful. So hopefully, she'll jump on and say a few words. Yeah. But look, I don't know if y'all can see. You see that? That's the car I was going to purchase right there. It's a Volvo. Now get your behind back on that right there. I was going to purchase it, but God had other plans for me. Somebody bought it. I keep this on here because now I have a goal. Not so much to buy a Volvo. There's a certain price vehicle I was shooting for and I was stuck in my ways. My cousin called and showed me this and it was a decent price, but I moved too slow. And you know how the story goes, right? So next time I have a shot at something like this, and this is a mechanic's car. It's a mechanic's car right here. He had it. I think only one other person owned it, and they sold it to him. And hold on. And now he has it. They give you a better picture. There it is. So yeah, that big red candy red could have been mine, but your brother, somebody else put more money down than I had. So at least I know there's cars I could get now for under 15,000. Because I had my mind set on this one. mm, What they call it? It's not an SUV, but it's something else. What's up? What's up? What's up, man? Let's see. Oh, long time no see, good brother. But yeah, man, I'm here. But that just gave me something to drive for, because I didn't think I'd get any. I was so focused on getting this one vehicle for 15,000 because I want to get into the medical delivery field, right? So I was focused on this. What do they call it? An in between. It's not a SUV. It's not a car. It's like uh, kind of like a Durango, but not. No, it's a Enclave. Buick Enclave. That's the one I wanted. And I kept focusing just on that. Where I could easily use that to do the same thing, or I could get a station wagon. If he has a station wagon when I'm ready again, I'll buy the Volvo station wagon from him. The only thing is I have to drive to Florida. I have to take the plane to Florida because I'm not staying on train. Take the plane to Florida, then drive it back. Well, if he wants to fight again, that's his prerogative. But that's for another show, good brother. That's for another show. Question for you there: velocity cuts. How do you deal with rage? You have an outlet. What's your outlet for letting things out, letting things go? That's what I'm talking about today. What do you do? You cut hair? You write? What do you do? Go for a drive? So yeah, that was the question I'm asking. The question at hand is how do I love thee? Dun, 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 dun. See, is that damn Big Daddy Kane song again? Looks like, yeah. I'm surprised that this. I'm selling a drone, but I'm surprised it hasn't sold yet. I'm really surprised. I thought that would have sold already. You heard white thing. Yeah, no. Mm. Shooting up a Catholic school. How they gonna help you play? But yeah, but that's the drone right there. I'm trying to sell. You have those too, huh? Yeah, see. Rage room. How much do those things cost? The rage rooms. And this is a Samsung bag I'm selling. That's part of it at least. And then it folds out to that, opens up to that. I don't know if you can see it all, but that's where you could put your suit in there, luggage, and you can fold it up if you want, or just hook it over your shoulders and go. Jaleesa's honeycomb. Hey there, how you doing? You came. Yeah, well, thanks for posting that video. You feel like clicking the link? You, or you just want to talk to me in the chat? Say hi to Jalisa. That's not Jalisa. I, you should. You've known me all these years. You know I can't read well, or at least not on a computer. The hell am I looking for? I was saying something, and then just like that, poof, I got thrown off. Oh, okay. I know why I'm here. No, what I was talking about before you came on was uh rage. I told a story of how I got myself arrested and I lost myself and I was just stuck in rage and things happen. But if you want to, the link is posted there, so you could always just hit the link. I could always post it again if you want. You could come on and say hello. Well, there you go. Oh, hold on. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. You
Good.
came to my rescue, huh?
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. No, no, I just titled it after listening to that. What is that pastor's name you posted today?
Oh, that's a great question. I post so much
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Um, one
It,
second.
it was the one I commented on.
I'm looking now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what I posted earlier today.
Okay. Somebody doing some work. Okay, well, while she looks for that, that is an old friend of mine right there, Miss Carla. I want to say I've known her for 30 plus years because, yeah, I've been around her family for that long. But yeah, what I was saying about the vehicle is that I'm looking to get a Buick Escalade so I can start doing. There you go.
Hey, you know
Mm,
what? I do not know the pastor's name. I actually was on a different site on
mm-hmm.
Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and that was one of the pastors that was listed on that site. However,
You.
the message deep,
Mm-hmm. Who's
deep,
that
and
behind you?
it's what's that? Oh, I am at drum lessons.
Oh,
I am
oh,
at drum
okay. So,
lessons with
okay,
my
so
son.
with your son. Okay, okay.
Hmm.
He's the one that just turned 18.
No, 13.
No.
My
Wow. Okay. I'm
daughter
trying.
is 21 now.
Yeah, she's a year older than Zion.
Yep.
Yeah, Zion's 20, still the baby. So what has it been 30 years? Yeah, because I
Um.
came along. I came along and Ren was 2.
Yep.
Yeah, she's
Yep.
35. Right, she's 35. So yeah, yeah. So you've seen
30
everybody.
years.
You've seen her. You've seen my 3 sons grow up, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody's getting so mature, and that
You,
means we're getting even more mature than they are.
okay, well. I tell you what. I tell you what. It's a whole lot better than the alternative, right?
Facts.
Yeah, thank
Big
you.
facts.
Yeah, thank you. But look, I'm not gonna let you off the hook. I'm actually gonna get back to what I was talking about. But
Okay.
I'm coming up in October.
Okay. Let me know.
Yeah, you gonna be in Maryland.
I can be. Just let me know
Okay,
the
well,
date.
if you come, then I'll buy the food and you can cook it over Auntie Terry's house. Who you sound a lot like Auntie Terry, by the way. I
That's a
got
good
in
thing.
the I got in the habit of calling her that. But yeah. But no, I started this show a while back as a blog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I couldn't find any positive outlets for black fathers at the time, and then I just expanded it to all fathers, right?
Right.
And then and then prior to this show, I was doing another podcast which focused more on boxing,
Okay.
and then I broke away from that and started this one. Hence the name, the Troy Graham Experience, right?
Right.
And right now, I'm just focusing on fatherhood because I still don't see any positive outlets for anything. Like you can't cry, you can't really show who you are if you're a father. Just a bunch of nonsense.
Right.
But I told the story of what got me arrested 20 plus years ago, right?
Right.
So I worked on this job for a long time. I was making decent money, but they were just very disrespectful and racist, right? So one day, after 5 years, I lost it. I threw the manager down a flight of steps. But you never see me upset, so well, you never will. But but the thing is, Carla, I was over here, and the other guy who looked just like me was yelling and fussing with this man, and then thrown down. I couldn't pull my two halves together.
Understood.
Yeah. And I was just so nowadays I'm thankful, even one for my heart issue in my life, but I could have
Right.
gone to jail for I don't know how long for that.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
facts.
But I made it through. I made it through. That's all God.
Split second decisions can change an entire course of life.
It takes 2 seconds to do life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 minutes you could be doing 20 years.
That's facts.
Now I would have never seen my son grow up because only Marcus was here then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not letting you off the hook. I was talking about rage and why I stay so calm. So what's your outlet for when things kind of get heavy on you?
Oh, did you lose me?
No, I'm still here.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't see me?
You
Okay.
said what is my outlet? So when I
Mm-hmm.
was more adventurous and less mature, it was motorcycle riding.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and now I literally will go in my house, light some candles, put on some nice jazz music, no
Okay.
words, and write. I have a book, a journal, and I'll
Yeah.
write, or I'll
Yeah.
literally just sit there with a glass of wine and just put my head back and relax.
Okay, so you
I
journal.
don't. Hmm.
Yeah. Your niece used to do that.
So that's what my children,
Mm-hmm.
when they used to have issues, I used to have them journal, and we would write back and forth
Oh,
because I notice kids tend
good.
to, at a certain age, they'll not talk to you. They fall back into their own,
Yeah.
and they hold a lot of things in,
Mm-hmm.
which as a result come out externally in negative ways.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter and I used to write back and forth. I used to have her write me, and then she would slide it under my door when I was heading to
Really?
bed,
When she was a
and I would
teenager
read it the
then?
next morning, and then I would write when I came back in the house after I got off, and I would slide it back under her door so she could read it, before
Yeah.
she went to bed.
That's actually very was she a teenager then?
It was actually she was a preteen.
Like at 10, 11, 12, something like that.
10.
10. Okay, good.
Yeah. And my
Because
son just started last year.
I wish I would have thought about that with mine, but they were a little bit too far gone for me to do that at that point. But God is
Yeah.
good. They all good now.
Yeah,
Every night I go to bed, I know where everybody is.
that's a blessing.
So yeah. But look, since you weren't here, I want you to get Tretch to come on here so I could talk to him about fatherhood.
I'll try.
Just ask him.
I'll try.
Is he shy or he's like an outro, Introvert
Um,
or whatever they call it.
extroverted introvert.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Like me, I
Mhm.
perform well in social settings, but I prefer to be in my house by
Yeah.
myself.
I actually picked that up as many times I gave you a ride home because you missed curfew and you would wake me the hell up. I'll give you a ride
You were our
home.
savior. Thank you.
Yeah, you and my knucklehead sister and Auntie Terry, boy.
Hmm.
No, I had to go to work at midnight.
Yep.
But
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So tell a story about your business now. Go ahead.
Um, I am attempting to get my business up
Mm-mm.
and running.
No, you're doing it already.
Right now I am doing meal prep.
No, I'm talking about the
For
soap and all that stuff.
Oh, that is actually my daughter. My
Okay.
daughter has a business. It's
Mm-hmm.
Bosses Only Be More.
Mm-hmm.
She has handmade and vegan soaps, body butters. She
Mm-hmm.
makes hair growth oil,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. I had a lot of hair loss and experienced hair loss during the lockdown for whatever
Oh,
reason.
stress.
Probably because I went from being a full-time parent who works outside the house to being in the house with, the work online, the school online, the frustration
And
of the kids
they should,
because
yeah.
school
And
wasn't prepared for that entire situation.
yeah.
Um, that's when I started doing earrings when I was home because I needed a place to take my mind to get away from
Mm-hmm.
the stress of everything that was going on. So I did earrings then, created earrings. But yeah, she does her body butters are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She has soaps, body butters, hair oil. Um, she does what are called body shots.
Yeah, what are those?
Um, and it's basically a lotion, but it's a lotion amped. Contains a lot of extra oils, natural oils in them,
Mm-hmm.
which are amazing. I use all of her products myself, and yes, I do have to pay full price. It's crazy, but we're gonna talk about that another day. Um,
Okay.
she she now makes shower gel,
Mm-hmm.
which she created because my mother is
How is she
growing real
doing?
mature. She's
Mm-hmm.
doing great. Yeah, she's doing
Mm-hmm.
great.
All right.
But in her mature age, her skin is drying. She's finding that
Mm-hmm.
her ankles and her feet, her lower extremities are drying.
Okay.
So she created a body wash for my mother. It has goat's milk, honey, and a lot of essential oils and natural products in it. And it works wonders. Works wonders
Okay.
for my mother. So my mother has always been I guess you could say the test study, since
Mm-hmm.
she has the driest skin out of everybody in the household at this point. Um, so everything has been working out for her, and I love this for
Mm-hmm.
her. She's always been a go-getter and an entrepreneur. She is what I
Good.
call my struggle baby.
What's
She
her
saw
sign?
me. She's a Scorpio,
Okay. Different.
but
Yeah.
she's definitely my struggle baby. She came up when I was trying to come up and grow up and making major mistakes in life. But one thing she did see me do was get out here and bake cakes and make some cupcakes and sell them. And
Mm-hmm.
she's my entrepreneurial side. Um, and my son is my creative side.
Yeah, that's Malcolm. He picked up a lot from me, but then he wants to run with it, you know. And like
Right.
I, t- okay, I don't know how your two kids work, but I'm just gonna break down my three real quick, right? So,
Mhm.
like I told Malcolm, even though you're the middle one,
Right.
God chose you to be the leader, but you can't do anything without your older brother because he's your backbone. He'll
Yeah.
keep you from going this way, right?
Yeah.
And prop you back up and keep you focused.
Yeah.
The younger one, Zion, he's insightful, but he needs that constant thing to keep him from going into that place. Like a
Yeah.
job is not going to help him. He's just going to go to work, come home, go to work, come home. It's not going to
Right.
help him grow at all, right? But if
Monotonous.
they,
Very monotonous for him.
right, which is they
Hmm.
all work together. I told him there's an app which is called Whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if your daughter uses that or not, but that'll be perfect for her because you get your own store and you could do auctions and sell your products and all that,
Right. She has
right?
her own website. She does her own branding.
Okay, good,
She
good.
is very savvy. Both of my kids are very tech savvy.
Okay.
So she does her own webpage,
Mm-hmm.
programming.
Mm-hmm.
She does all her labels, graphics, everything.
Okay.
So she's definitely on it. She's at the top of her game.
Well, I
Um,
tell you, no, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no. I was just saying her biggest thing is she's
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot. At her
Mm-hmm.
young age, she's in college. She works 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet.
She
So that
Jamaican?
she's, you know what? I tend to believe she is. My dad used to call her a Jamexican.
Where was your dad from?
My dad, well, crazy story while we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we were Puerto Rican
You,
down the line. His
you,
his dad was Puerto Rican, but what we just found out was that they were Cuban. So what we believe happened is they were
uh-oh.
in Cuba, and when there was the political uprising and things going on there,
Mm-hmm.
they migrated to Puerto Rico, and they ended
Mm-hmm.
up changing birth certificates and things to not have to be sent back
You know,
to Cuba if they
mm-hmm.
got caught.
I'm
So yeah,
smiling because I found out in my 30s, right?
right,
From my auntie, my father's mother, my father's sister,
right, understood.
that my great grandparents were Cuban. And my grandmother
Wow,
was like she was either a real light Cuban or a white Cuban.
right,
She had long hair and all that. But then I was in the hospital right up in Glen Burnie, North Arundel one time, right?
right,
I had this doctor. I thought he was Indian, but he's like, no, I'm Cuban, I'm Cuban. And then I was looking at a picture of my father, just looking at a picture.
right.
And I left my phone open and he's like, who's that? I said, oh, that's my father. He said, yeah, he's Cuban. I said, no, he's Jamaican. So then I called my aunt. My aunt was like, well, yeah, we are Cuban. Your great grandparents were Cuban and we used to go there every summer. And he
Wow.
said he looks just like most men from Cuba. He has that look.
So the crazy thing is, a lot of Afro Latinas and Latinos
Mm-hmm.
migrated to places like Jamaica, well, the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
They spread
Yeah.
out through the Caribbean when there was political uprising and a
Which you
lot
just
of
came from.
corruption going. So
Mm-hmm.
that's once they moved, they acclimated to that society and they became what that was, whether it be Jamaican, Puerto Rican,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. So a lot of people will find when you like dig into your family tree, there's going to be some Cuban
Mm-hmm.
roots if
Mm-hmm.
you're, an Afro Latina or African American or whatever you choose to claim.
Okay.
It's a lot of Cuban roots in there.
Yeah, well I found that out. And Panama.
Okay.
My other grandparents were from Panama. So yeah, which accounts for how
Anime.
yeah. I was gonna ask you this shit since we on Daddy's Lounge, right? Share something your father taught you that you'll always remember.
Uh, let me see.
Put you on the
So
spot,
much.
huh?
My daddy was my best friend. Wasn't always. It took me till I became a teenager to get over some things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because I was put into adult situations early in life. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
I got to
Yeah,
witness a lot of stuff.
yeah, me too.
Um, but my daddy always taught me, number one, to save.
Mm-hmm.
He told me to take 20% of my check each pay and put it in the bank. So that way, by the time I decide to retire, I'll have over $1.5 million, just sitting there available for me to use.
Mm.
And see, one of the biggest lessons, so many. I think the one that's the most inspirational
Mm-hmm.
is to never fit into a box.
No.
My mother was very regimented. She believed that girls only do this and girls only do that. And I think it's because of the household that she lived in. She was the oldest. She had 3 younger siblings. So I think her mother tried to channel her energy so that the younger siblings would, because they were paying attention, they wouldn't deviate. They wouldn't do, things that she
Mm-hmm.
didn't like. So my mother was very regimented in trying to keep me in a box. I ended up being the motorcyclist. I ended up being on all county chorus in high school because I wanted to
Can't see you
sing.
riding a motorcycle. I can. Those eyes of yours give you away, but I can't. I can't personally see you riding a bike. But I'm sure he taught you how to pick up on things too. Your dad, how to
My dad was definitely
okay.
one of those people that told me to be myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which was a hard thing when I was growing up because I had big eyes. I used to get teased for that, and I was built different and think like it was so much as a kid.
You
But he
sound like
taught me
one.
to stand in my own self. Be who I am, and don't let anyone try to deter me from that.
Yeah, you know what? That wow. He sounds something similar happened with Ren when she was younger. She used
Hmm.
to go to Freetown, right? The school we lived in Freetown. And
Yep.
she used to come home crying, talking about everybody's saying I'm big and I'm tall. And I'm like, there's a reason for that.
Yep.
The reason why they're doing that because they could tell that you're gonna grow up to be tall and shapely and beautiful. They're gonna be short and ugly. So don't worry about it.
Yep.
And if they say anything to you, you tell them to get their daddy so I can beat them up, right?
Right.
I should tell them.
Right.
So yeah. But when you said the stuff about your daughter and you gave them an outlet to write,
Hmm.
I wish I would have thought I did something different. And if you talk to her when you see her, ask her about the reports I used to make her and her cousin write. Because in school they would read books,
Right.
and if they got it wrong, I'd have them read it over again. But if they kept getting it wrong, I would say, okay, stop, read the book, and then write like a 2-page report for me. They'd be like, I don't want to write a report. And I did
Yep.
that over and over. And now she's a nurse, and the other one's in education.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great thing.
So that's what I did.
But
That's
I
what
do
I
want to
did.
say, as far as journaling,
Mm-hmm.
even though your boys are older,
Mm-hmm.
I would strongly suggest that maybe you guys become pen pals. You know what I mean? Right.
I want to
Because a
do
lot
that.
of times they tend to hold a lot in. What I'm finding about my son personally
Mm-hmm.
as a mother, he is a lot less candid and a lot less, he doesn't share as much as my daughter.
Okay.
My daughter used to like come and tell me all kinds of stuff, and I'm even stuff I didn't want to hear
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. And I used to clutch my pearls. But my son is the opposite. He holds a lot in, and even looking at my experiences with dating and things of that nature, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of African American men have a tendency to do that because they're taught that they shouldn't cry, that they shouldn't express themselves a certain way because it's not seen as being masculine, which I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and I could be wrong, I'm not a man, but I believe for me, I feel like it's totally the opposite. If you hold all these things in and you don't express these things, that's why we have so many people that explode and end up in jail,
Yeah, like
or they end up taking their lives because they never had the opportunity to express everything that was within them, and they weren't able to let it out. So I would say that I encourage you to continue to, like, if you already do, continue to write and have them write back.
yes.
Just to find out what they're internalizing.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna tell you that I can write songs. I've been writing since I stuttered when I was in elementary school. I had
Right.
this wonderful teacher named Miss Williams, and she used to make me take my 20 spelling words, put them in a story, go read them in front of the class every Friday, right? So it was a bunch of and then I decided the only way I'm gonna get over this stuttering, I turn it into a movie. So
Right.
I made it entertaining, but then she would be like, Mr. Graham, come in. This is rated R. You can't say that in the class, okay? This is PG-13.
Right.
No, you gotta take it down to PG, okay? I'm not trying to lose my job, right?
Yep.
So, so that's how I learned to get over the stuttering. Then I found out that a gentleman who I really respect, James Earl Jones,
Mm-hmm.
he stuttered real bad, and in a similar sense, that's how he learned how to stop stuttering. And
Right.
back in the '90s, he was getting $5,000 per word just to speak.
Wow.
We used to hear this is CNN.
Right.
He got paid for that.
Wow.
Or Luke, I'm your father.
Mm-hmm.
And he was Lion King. He was the voice
Yep.
behind Lion King. So
The
yeah,
father, yep.
so and then now to take it past it, fast forward it, my father is a writer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather was taught to write and speak fluent Chinese, right?
Wow.
So fast forward now, you have me. I used to do the open mic. You never came to see me perform. I think Terry saw me perform, but you didn't see me perform, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I was going by truth then. Thorough, rhythmic, unnerving, tearful hymn, right?
Okay.
And so, and fast forward to present day, Malcolm is a rapper, singer, and your nephew Zion could rap real good. He's better than Malcolm, right?
Wow.
But I told them their they have to change directions and write truth. All this Budman thing they writing about and street issues. Who raised
Right.
you? I don't know
Make
what
it
you're
something
doing.
positive. Make it informative, but a little more positive.
Exactly. I told them that every story you have to tell your truth, not someone else's truth, because that's what's going to separate you from the pack and
Yeah.
keep you. If you want to stay around for 10 years, 20 years, and become great and legendary, tell your truth. Don't tell that. Don't tell a truth that people just want to.
Yeah,
Because
want to hear.
yeah, after a
Mhm.
while they'll turn on you. So yeah,
Absolutely.
but I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you got to go pay do your thing, but how far are you from? Is that 2 hours from Ontario? How far are you from Ontario?
Hour and 28 minutes. Not too bad.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I've been
So yeah,
going every other weekend. Had some things happen in life
hmm,
that have been super traumatic, and we'll talk off the grid.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well,
but I've been getting back to my old self when it comes to surrounding myself with my friends
your better
and my
self.
family and all the love and support that I need.
Hmm. Well, I picked up on things with you ever since you were younger. I picked up on things with all three of y'all because I was there, right?
Right.
So you strong. I can see that in your eyes now. You're strong, and it's a nurturer in you, but you still. I think you find a lot of strength in being alone and then coming back out and doing what sound.
Absolutely. I go in my corner. I
Yeah,
dig deep and
yeah,
look
yeah, yeah.
within, try to fix
Well,
that little piece of me, and then come back out fighting.
yeah, well, I said I pick up on things. I'm from New York, baby. That's how I stayed alive. I stayed alive. So
Yep.
yeah, I remember. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but two a girl and a boy. I got one girl and three boys and three grandkids. How about that?
I know. No grandkids for
Yeah.
me. We're not rushing that part.
Nah, nah, nah. You went to Glen Burnie, right? You didn't go to Old Mill. You went to Glen
I
Burnie.
only went to Glen Burnie freshman year, and
Okay.
then because I did not go to school very often,
Mm-hmm. You homeschooled
um,
or you tried to cut school? What's up?
I cut class a lot. I went to first period, so they didn't call home, and then I didn't go to other classes, and I went to my house, back to my house on Kayer Drive.
I'm living dangerously. Yeah.
I was being bullied back then,
Oh, you
and in
were?
order to prevent my best sis from going to jail for defending me and standing up for me, you already know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, you could have just got Tierra to
Sorry,
back her up.
Nicole.
Yeah, yeah.
I would literally go to school and come home after homeroom in first
Mm-hmm.
period.
Well, all you had to do was call Tierra. I'm sure she would have beat everybody up. She was a little something when
Yeah.
she was younger, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, but look, thanks. I
No
appreciate you
problem.
coming. And oh, that's what I was. That's what I kept saying. I have something I want to ask you.
Yes.
I want to do a show with other businesses. Like I know a couple who makes clothes in Baltimore,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And both of them were teachers at one point, but now they
Okay.
make clothes and they started and they own some land in Ghana. Well, they're from Ghana. Well,
Okay.
their family members are from Ghana, but they had tribal land over there.
Okay.
So they went back to Ghana and they opened up the first Airbnbs over there, right?
Oh, nice.
And I know a DJ, DJ Rebel, who is has his own radio station in town, and I think it's satellite radio, and he covers like 5 million. His audience is pretty big, and he's looking to network. So the next time I call, I want you to come on and network, and you can even bring your daughter so everybody can network.
Oh, absolutely.
All I gotta
Absolutely.
do is turn on the lights, and y'all can just build with each other.
That's awesome. Let me know.
Hmm.
I'm with it.
Okay, and you take care of that. You take care of that heart of yours. It's precious.
Thank
Somebody,
you.
yeah,
Thank you, bro.
somebody notices.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
I
you're
received
welcome.
it.
Okay, I hope so. I hope so. All right, well, thank you, there, Miss Carla. I'm gonna
No
go
problem.
sign off. Well, first, tell them where they can find your daughter's products again,
I'm sorry,
real
I got the
quick.
drums. See what you
Okay,
say
yeah,
again?
tell them where they can find your daughter's products again and all that.
She is on Instagram. It's at Bosses Only Be More. Her webpage is also bossesonlybemore.com.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she also is on TikTok as Bosses Only Be More.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, hell, your brother's getting into wholesaling. That's why I'm looking to get a vehicle. I really want to get a cargo van, so I don't have
Okay.
to get the U-Haul
Right.
because I mean, the wholesalers close to me,
Mm-hmm.
they're okay, but the one that's in VA, that's only 2.5 hours from me,
Right.
they're the ones where I could get the pallets from for like 450, and I could just
Okay.
put them on that app I told you about and
Right.
go from there. Because I've sold some stuff. Like right now, I have a drone, I have a dog grooming kit. I just sold a dog training system this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a brand new dog grooming kit. I have the Samsung bag which sells for 200. I didn't pay 200 for it, but
Right.
I'm selling because of what I bought it for and has little scratches on there. I'm selling it for 50. So I'm still gonna
Okay.
make money off it. It was a $200 bag. And right
Right.
now, because things are hard, this I have this backpack which you could put your laptop, tablet in there. It's a Swiss Wagner that
Okay.
sells for like 100, but
Right.
I got it listed for 30 based on what I pay for it wholesale, right?
Right.
And I got what else? What else I got left? I got a pair of Adidas which are 13 and a half, and I have a pair of Reeboks which are non-slip and all resistant for them
Mm.
folks who work at fast food or wherever else they work.
Right.
But they're size 15. So whoever needs a
Wow.
size 15, and they're brand new. Brand new. If you know anybody that's into art, I have a matter of fact, you go on Facebook Marketplace and just put my name in, you'll see. But
Okay.
I got a brand new art kit in there, about 60 pieces, right?
Okay.
And that sells for like 100, but I have it listed for like 25. It's all based on what I pay for, not what it sells
Right.
for.
Not the
Because
mark, right? The crazy markup that they give you
yeah, because
everywhere.
everybody's gonna sell it for the crazy markup. I'm gonna sell it so I can make a little bit of money and then make more money with that money.
Yep.
And guess what? Now that we talking, I was at a Salvation Army store. It was a damn Pac-Man game there, a real, not the actual arcade one, but the one you can sit up on your table and it's about so yay high. Sells for
Mm-hmm.
250. I was
Yep.
just about to buy it, and this white woman came in, plugged it in, and got it for $10. Then she
Wow.
turned around and sell it for 250.
Wow.
Yeah, see, it retails for 250. So why am I gonna sell it for 250 for?
Right.
I'm selling
Right.
it. I would say I would sell that for about 140, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not losing anything. I'm only paying $10.
Right.
Yeah, but I missed it. I missed it. But
Understood.
all right, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem. I'll see you
That's
next
just
time.
that's the second time you came through for me. I'm always gonna remember that.
Because you came through for me. You saved our lives.
Because you are
When
breaking
we were
curfew.
outside.
Yes, you were breaking. Toya had to deal with me. Terry had to deal with Miss Bertha. So Toya had a little rougher than you because I was on her neck all the time. Yeah.
Sex.
Yeah. But all right there, Miss Collar. Thank you.
All right. No
I
problem. Take care.
I appreciate you. And I can tell what's going on with them eyes of yours. I always could.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, my dear. Thank you.
Good night, brother.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Mhm. All right, y'all. I stayed a long time. That was Miss Calder right there. Go back a ways. I used to rescue her from her mama. She used to hang with my little sister, with two my sisters, right? So neither one of them could understand it, the reason why you have a curfew. So her mother was not joking. Carla's mom was not playing. So she had a curfew, and she would be like waking me up, knowing I go to work at midnight till noon. These little bammers would come wake me up, and I would get her home just in time. Hmm. I told her one day, no, y'all keep waking me up in the middle of the damn night. I gotta get some sleep. And she was like, please, please. I said, all right. This is her way of paying it forward, I guess. But yeah. But look, thank you. Thank you for coming out, man. Velocity cuts. Miss Carla came through. Kenny Porter's right hand. Picasso, always on time, Mr. Picasso. Brother Nash always coming through. So thank you. I'll be back again on Friday. Maybe I'll have someone on, maybe I won't. We don't know yet. Maybe it'll just be me. Maybe it'll just be me. But anyway, God is good, man, and I appreciate all that He's done, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate everybody listening. And I'm just gonna keep coming. I'm gonna keep growing, and I'm gonna learn the technical side of this, and I'm gonna shave this off because it's annoying. But peace out. Thank you, and that's it for tonight. That's it. All right. I would love to do that. Oh no, I can't do that right now.